So it's so crazy because if you were to ask me just like 2 or 3 years ago if the Samsung Galaxies or the Google Pixels would actually kind of become, big main competitors against the iPhones in terms of, at least in America, and taking over a majority of sales, I probably wouldn't believe that. And there's still probably some people who wouldn't believe that sentiment I just said. But the craziest thing is, and this is insane, there's a lot of problems going around for the iPhones right now, and it's kind of going to be causing some problems looking at the future of these particular iPhones. Now, the iPhone 15s already had some sort of sales problems, so it looked like, the iPhone 15s weren't selling too well, even in America, but worldwide, it doesn't really look like these iPhones are going to be selling insane amounts anytime soon. So that's just kind of what happens when you're, buying these newer iPhones. They're not going to sell as well as kind of the older ones, but the problem that we're kind of getting into, there's a couple of ones. There's a couple of problems. So for one, the sales are almost already confirmed. They're not really doing too well on the iPhone 15s, but now there's massive competition with Samsung and Google. So just, back in October when the Google Pixel 8 came out, and this particular phone said one particular thing which was really going to change the way, Google and iPhones are kind of compared, and that was the length of software updates. Google basically stated, hey, we're going to be giving you 7 years of software and security updates on our particular phones, which basically matched, if not beat, some iPhones that Apple's made as well. So the software, how long iPhones are supported, that sentiment is now kind of gone because you can't really say that because, Google Pixels are supported for that long. But now Samsung also just matched that as well. So if you were to go ahead and buy something like the Samsung Galaxy and S24 or whatever, these phones are also going to be giving you the same length of software updates as essentially an iPhone and essentially as a Google Pixel. So, there's still going to be a lot of people who buy an iPhone because of the Apple ecosystem and stuff, but just that right there is a pretty crazy thing. Now, the most insane thing is that a lot of these key things that people would pick up an iPhone for, even like FaceTime back on like iOS 13 or 15 or whatever it was, people outside of, the Apple ecosystem can join FaceTime calls. The biggest thing that's going on now is that potentially iMessage is going to start working in some ways on Androids. So it's not going to be, I think, one-to-one, but it's still going to be something that's going to be very, very interesting to kind of take a look at, because that right there is another pretty crazy thing, because we're going to be getting an iPhone and an Android that are going to be way more similar than ever before. So where does this lead us right now? Well, I think for the short term, there's not really like insane things Apple, has to really worry about, to be honest, but they should worry about in the future people switching over in massive droves over from their iPhones to their Androids because of the similarity. And if they can pick up an Android for half the price of an iPhone, I think there's going to be some really big things that Apple has to worry about in terms of the people switching over from iPhone to Android. So I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. Let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.